Hi, Dr. Kashani. This is Lisa. Thank you so much for, connecting with Natalie. I've known Natalie for a couple years now. So, I want to just shoot a quick video for you, just to let you know how this kind of all works, because digital marketing encompasses so many things, and websites, need to be driving leads to you. But I understand that certain doctors and certain industries, they get their leads or patients elsewhere. So like Instagram, Facebook ads, referrals, that kind of thing. So again, a website should be driving leads to you. But that's something you don't necessarily have to do right away, but it needs to be set up to rank on Google. So that's the important part, is the setup and the research, okay? So I know that Natalie told me that you wanted to have drkash.com. So luckily it's available. I can send you the link so you can purchase it. You can get it through GoDaddy. You can go get it through Google. Namecheap is another way too. Those three avenues are fine. So I'll send you the link. There's really no pros and cons. GoDaddy's a little bit more expensive. Namecheap is a little bit cheaper. So I'll send you that link. So luckily it's available. So I just Googled your name really quickly. So with doctors, me managing a Elite Body Sculpture where I met Natalie, people Google reviews and doctors, that's what they go by. One bad review literally can change the mind of your patient, potential patients, potential prospects. So it's very important to be on top of your reviews. So you have great reviews. You have perfect 5 stars, so that's great. So amazing job with that, and keep that going. That's very hard to find. Usually, 4.5. You want to stay above a 4.5, but again, perfect 5 is great. So first things first. So how this all works, right? So you want a website that drives traffic, so you don't have to worry about leads, and you can guarantee or at least know that you'll be getting a certain amount of leads each month. So SEO, or search engine optimization, takes a lot of time, especially with Las Vegas. Any major city, Las Vegas, New York City, Miami, those major cities or regions are there's so much competition. So SEO will take a long time. Bare minimum 6 months and mostly it's going to be a year. That's what we've seen so far. But you can start now. It's just that the optimal results won't be seen for a year. So we supplement, SEO with ads, creating Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads. That will help you get in leads within a couple of weeks. So while you wait for your SEO, we supplement your business with ads. So you're making revenue, you're increasing revenue, and you can see that progress. We also do database reactivation. So your client, your client list, especially with med spas, it's very, very lucrative and very, so email marketing and text marketing is actually a very good way and great avenue to go as well. So first things first, I have an integrated software system. So any type of keyword. So the keyword is, what are people typing in to Google to find your service? So Botox Las Vegas, for example, I can see how many people are searching that a month. So about 1,600 people are searching that a month, which is a lot. That's insanely, that's an impressive amount. So you're in a great location for what you do. So that's potentially 1,600 leads per month, right? That's a lot of people. CPC is cost per click. So how Google works is, Google Ads, you have to bid on the amount per click. So every time a person clicks on your ad, you'll be paying Google $12.36. So that's the average, or what right now. It could go up, it could go down, but that's what doctors and med spas are paying to get a possible lead, is essentially what I'm saying. So $12 per lead. So first things first, you're in a great location for what you do, and there's a lot of room to essentially double or triple your profits for your business. Now, this is what we call the Google Map section. So you have to have a Google My Business listing. You have to have a actual address. Google is becoming very strict and very particular. There's a Google update recently, as of the end of December, literally, called the vicinity update. So if you don't have an actual location, like on a Google My Business listing, which is completely free, then it's going to be harder for your website to rank. So say if you it's going to be detrimental for people who, like contractors who serve multiple cities and states, but they only have one location. So that's kind of the issue. So like if you wanted to, rank for a city, 2 hours away from Las Vegas, it would be very difficult because you don't have that Google My Business listing. So Google My Business listing, which is what this section is, needs to be tied to your website. So they're becoming much more strict on that. You used to be able to have a PO box, but now you have to have an address. But this area is extremely important. So people come in here, they just choose, oh my gosh, 213 reviews, that's amazing. And then they just call these 3 businesses to see when they can get in. They'll do research on the doctors and everything. If everything checks out, they'll give you guys a call. So you'll get about 50 to 70% of your calls just through this section. So this is extremely vital. So it varies per city and per industry, but that's the average. 50 to 70% of calls will come from this section. So number 1, create your business Google My Business listing. It's completely free and it has to be built out correctly. It has to start getting reviews every single month. You should be getting at least 1 or 2 reviews through this Google platform along with other platforms. And number 3, you have to have a lot of citations. So to get into this section, you have to have a lot of directory listings for your business. So name, address, phone number of your business on Yelp, on Yellow Pages, all of that. So you just have to have more than your competitors. So we help businesses do that as well. Also, in addition to, it has to be cohesive with your website. So if you're a medical spa that does Botox and filler and everything that is in your Google My Business listing should be matching with your website. So if you don't want to confuse Google, essentially. So those 2 things go hand in hand and are really, really important. So we help businesses get reviews. We help businesses with reputation management, making sure that you reply to every single review, good, bad, indifferent. So all of those things are very tedious and hard for a business or a doctor to do. So that's something we handle for you. But again, this is very, very important. So sometimes there'll be an ad for Botox or, what have you, whatever service you're providing, and they'll normally pop up here. So if you see something like sponsored, that would be an example of a Google ad. So your Google ads you'll get about 10 to 20% of calls from those ads. So we do that in conjunction, like I said, with your SEO and your website development. So when you scroll down, this is what we call the organic section, where it naturally comes up in Google, right? So your goal is for every business owner to be in the top 3 spots, the top 3 or 4 spots. That's where you get the most traction. So it's, like I said, Las Vegas is extremely competitive with any type of industry, especially the aesthetic industry. So what I'll do is I'll show you their back-end analytics of how well they're doing, what keywords are they ranking for, like Botox Las Vegas, and how much traffic they're getting each month, which traffic is potential leads. So we'll see just kind of their overall, site and how their site is doing. So one of the factors that affects SEO is obviously site speed, site loading, and making sure everything is correctly laid out. So they got an A, obviously they're number 1, so that didn't surprise me. So everything is working really fast, so you always want your performance structure and site speed to be really quick, to be fast. So they're doing great on that. So this is their particular Botox page. So how websites work, you have your home page and then you have your services pages. So each page you want to have a topic, and it needs to be valuable content, meaning what are people searching, what are the questions that they have, and how are you the expert. Everything with Google is creating credibility, trust, and power behind your website. Google has to view you as an expert and have the backlinks and the credibility to back it up, right? They're not going to rank a site that they don't trust and that doesn't keep on top of their digital marketing. So every single month we have to keep up the maintenance. Everything has to be consistent. It's kind of like you're dating Google, and you know how when you date someone, you have to. It's all about the little things that compound each other, that creates the trust, the credibility, and for your relationship to move forward. Same thing with Google, really. So so this is our site. I mean, it's not like the most crazy site, I guess you can say. Like I said, it has good content. So what areas do you treat with Botox? Common questions, how long, this is the content people are looking for. These are the questions that they're looking for. And it has credibility. You can check out our reviews on Yelp and all of their, platforms, a video, a Facebook page. So in terms of design, yeah, it's basic, but it has everything it needs to bring in leads and create credibility and trust for that potential patient. So, but we can see how their homepage looks. So again, beauty is an eye of the beholder, as you know. So what you think looks good in a website versus what I think or what another person thinks so it's all up to you. We just base the design on you give us 2 or 3 websites that you like, and then we understand what your kind of taste is, and we go from there. So all our sites are built on WordPress, so which is the best, obviously, and so we really just cater to you and what you want. So yeah, see, again, like it's pretty basic, like it's straight to the point. One thing that is missing is that the phone number should be in the top right hand corner, really big. And they should have a chat box, actually. So, but they're still doing, obviously it's still very, very helpful content, and they're doing amazing things. I'll show you what they're doing on the back end, and you'll understand what's going on. So this is extremely impressive. So they have 22,600 people come to their website a month, which is absolutely amazing and insane at the same time. To be honest, I think I've never seen a med spa bring have that much traffic. So they're doing everything correctly. So in order to be number one, like I said, it's credibility and power. So just which is this section, think of a referring domain as a powerful, credible website, linking back to your website, telling Google, I vote for you, you're an expert, telling Google that you're credible, you're an expert in Botox. So we create backlinks from very specific sites so we can see exactly what they're using, and then we add more, and then we pick certain backlinks that are the most powerful to start with, that can give you a great platform or foundation to work from. So we, obviously we can see which ones they use, and then basically copy them. So the work is kind of there. We just actually have to do it. Now, each month, like I said, we can't put 1,000 backlinks on your profile or website because Google knows exactly what you're doing. Everything has to be natural with Google. We start with 10 to 20, then we start with, and then the next month 30 to 40, and it has to be very organic. So, but again, this is one of the most impressive sites I've seen in terms of med spas. They're getting a lot of traffic. 22,000. They do have 3 locations, so that is another factor. But again, that's extremely impressive. So their site's very plain and very basic, but again, Google doesn't rank websites based on their design and their color choices or pictures. So they just care about the functionality and how credible they are. So I'll continue the next video just because there's a 15-minute max, but I'll continue with the next video so you can see the organic keywords, okay? So there'll be a part 2.